Toy Story 5 has the greatest Pixar moment of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be reviewing Toy Story 5. We are going to be giving Toy Story 5 a 90%. You got an A. So in Toy Story 5, we follow Jessie. She is our main character in this movie. And if you thought that this movie, based off of the trailers, was going to be all about how old toys are good and all this new tech is bad, there is a beautiful balance that this movie is able to create. Another note is how refreshing it is to get to see the old gang back together. But don't expect too much from them because this movie does prioritize Jessie's journey. The journey that Jessie is on is that she's trying to help her owner Bonnie make some friends. Now in this movie, Bonnie has like zero motion. Now the kids in this movie that are around her age are all locked in on their tablets, so they're all just brain rot at this point. It is very much like the world we live in today. And eventually Jessie and Lilypad, the tech of the movie, they find a common ground, helping guide Bonnie down this path, where Bonnie is actually able to make a friend. I gotta talk to you about some highlights. The long lost buzzes that washed up on an island. Gotta tell you, probably one of my favorite parts of this movie. They had amazing execution with the comedy relief. Next highlight is getting to see my boy Woody and Buzz just crack at each other again. Their buddy-buddy dynamic in this movie will never get old, and they did a lot of callbacks to the original films that, as a proud Toy Story fan, I really appreciated. My major high in this movie is getting to see that there is a point where Bonnie feels like she has to reject her old toys, specifically Jessie, who's been down this rejection route with her previous owner, Emily. Now, if you remember, we got to see Emily in Toy Story 2, that sad montage scene with the beautiful, beautiful soundtrack that we all adore that fits the scene just absolutely perfect. The movie gives her this acceptance to understand that it is okay for these owners to grow up and live their lives and choose what they want to do. And the part that made me cry in this movie was when Jessie got to go back to that old treehouse where she played with Emily, and she ended up finding something that was so valuable. Got to see Jessie reveal this package that's been hiding for a couple of years, I'm assuming. It was left behind from her first owner, Emily, and there's a picture of her owner there, and it says Jessie on the top, and she was like, what? This doesn't make any sense. But what ended up happening was that Emily grew up, became a mother, and named her daughter off of Jessie. If that is not peak writing, I don't know what is. And I remember thinking to myself, and I like tapped my girlfriend on the side, and I was like, if they play the Toy Story 2 Jessie and Emily soundtrack while she's revealing all of this, it's gonna be a top 5 Pixar moment. And it was a top 5 Pixar moment. To piggyback earlier about the amazing callbacks that they do for the original films is pretty much, there's the scene where we have all of the Buzz troops, right? And we can see that they have phenomenal upgrades, right? They have their own hot spots, right? These toys, they're all a touchpad. Meanwhile, Buzz, he's still messing with the janky old plastic. The coolest thing about these Buzz toys is that their new upgrades come in with built-in freaking drones. And we have this amazing scene with all of the Buzzes flying, and then you have Woody and Buzz Lightyear right next to each other, and they say that they're flying with style. Like, yo, are we kidding me right now? Reach for the sky. It was just such an absolute blast to get to see the characters that I grew up with. And I'm going to end off the review with saying that congratulations to Jessie and Buzz. They actually do get married, and they had a wonderful ceremony. And without further more ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Reach for the sky.